Hey guys, Chef Wu Can here. This is my first video for 2023. I've been kind of busy. I've been occupied with writing my first cookbook, which I'll show you a little bit later, so just be patient. But today, we're going to make a vegetable that you can add to your variety of vegetables for the spring and summer. It's called sea spinach. That's the English term. And the Chinese term is called Ong, O-N-G phonetically, Choy, C-H-O-Y. And you can get this at your favorite Asian supermarket. It's very popular. It's H-Mart is a very big supplier of Ong Choy, as well as the Great Wall in Maryland. But in your own specific state or country, I'm sure Ong Choy will be readily available. Basically, it's a long, leafy vegetable, but there's a hollow tube inside, so it's hollow inside. You eat the leaves, and when you buy it, you want to basically get a bunch that the leaves aren't bruised at all, okay? And it's fairly clean. But you have to chop it up into sections, which I did. Into little sections like this. I like to have them long. And basically rinse it once or twice. Don't have to take off all the leaves, because once you stir fry, you'll never know or see the blemishes, okay? But it's a very tasty summer and spring vegetable. What we'll be using to make it tasty in the stir fry is whole garlic clove. This is fermented bean cubes. This is a salty bean cube that you mesh, and then you add it to the Ong Choy, and it's a very tasty flavor. It's a very unique flavor. So if you're looking for a different flavor, this is the vegetable you should try. And then to offset the saltiness of the bean curd, fermented bean curd, we'll add a little bit of monk fruit. Now I know you in the news lately, monk fruit and the special sugar alcohol is bad for us. So just be careful. If you have high blood pressure, or you have any kind of things that may set off a reaction, just be careful how you use it. But monk fruit is more natural sweetener. It's mixed in with stevia, but monk fruit is so expensive, they have to dilute it with a little bit of sugar alcohol. All right, and that's what they call erythritol. Right, so just be careful. If you hear that, if you can use it, that'd be great. All right. So basically, what I did was, the Ong Choy is very long when you buy it, but when you cook it, it'll be very little. So consider that. So it may occupy your refrigerator a bit, but once you use it, and I would say once you get it, try to use it as quick as you can. That'd be great. And I cut it up into long strips, like I said, this size. This is usually the way that we want to eat it. And it's all been trimmed, rinsed, because you never know what they do. And what we're going to do here is break up the oils from the garlic. Now, you might buy the garlic bulb, and that's okay. But it's easier to just buy the bag that's already shelled of the skin. We'll take a cleaver. This is one piece high carbon steel cleaver. Notice the whole handle is part of the whole blade. I like this because in case I'm chopping, I don't want the blade to fall off. So having a one piece high carbon steel cleaver with the handle attached is safer for me. So this is my way of using the garlic presser. This is my version of the garlic presser. Take the garlic, put it on a chopping board, make sure it's secure. And at the flat end of the cleaver, just bang it. Push it, bang it, and push it. All right? So here is your crushed garlic. You don't have to clean the holes from the garlic presser. Hold it down and chop it up. This is easy. You don't have to worry about spraining your hands. I'm just squeezing the garlic presser, trying to take a piece of garlic and pressing it through the holes. To me, it's kind of ridiculous. All right? So, we'll add it to a plate. All right? A bowl. Then, we'll take the fermented bean curd. We'll take maybe 1 or 2 cubes. It's very salty. And we'll add a little bit of juice. All right? Now, since it's salty, with Chef Wukan, the flavor profile is, if you have a salty, you want a sweet. So we're going to add a little bit of a sweet sugar. So for 2 cubes, we'll add about maybe a little less than a teaspoon of sugar. Then we'll mash it up. So we're making the sauce ahead of time. So when we stir fry, we'll be stir frying the vegetables, and then we'll add the sauce, and then it's done. 1, 2, 3. In less than maybe 10 minutes, you're going to get a whole different type of flavor from this Ong Choy, which is the sea spinach. Okay? So we have the sauce. That's all we need. All right? We'll set it aside. And this is a quick dish. This will only take 5, maybe 7 minutes. All right, so we have our wok. And this wok is on a butane stove. We'll light it up. I won't trouble you with any fancy spatulas or whatever. We'll just use a regular bamboo spatula. Okay. Now, this is a high carbon steel wok. High carbon steel is the preferred method of cooking. Why? Because after you use the high carbon steel, you don't even have to use detergent to wash the high carbon steel wok. It's sort of like the cast iron grill. You rinse it, right? Heat it, add a little oil to coat it, heat it again, wipe it away, and store it. That's it. And every time you use it, you'll have a non-stick surface. Remember, a naturally non-stick surface. Okay? So I say with a high carbon steel, you can use high heat. The ones that have a non-stick coating, you got to be very careful to use medium heat, not high heat. And remember, you're never ever going to get the flavor of a takeout restaurant because their heat is so high, it's ridiculous. All right, so just keep that in your mind. So we have the Ong Choy. We'll stir it up a little bit. I add a little bit of olive oil. That's more natural, and that's better. Do not use corn oil, vegetable oil, canola oil. It's all bad for you. Peanut oil, bad for you. All right? 100% olive oil, virgin olive oil is the best. So we'll saute this. All right? Now as we're sauteing it, we're going to add our sauce. All right? Mix it in. Now, we don't want to overcook the vegetables. We overcook the vegetables, it's going to be soggy. It's not going to be any different than how we prepare Western vegetables. All right? So we'll always stir fry it constantly. All right? Whenever you cook with Chinese vegetables or even American vegetables, the whole key from a chef Wu Can standpoint is once the vegetables turn emerald green color, that is al dente. You may have heard al dente before. That's the Italian term to say it's not overcooked and it's not undercooked. It's just right. That's what you want. Those that want a measurement, I don't typically offer measurements because every vegetable is different. So you can see that the vegetable is now emerald green color. Right? Notice I didn't put much sauce in. Right? That's it. 1, 2, 3. Right, shut it off. And so we have a new dish that you can add. It's called Ong Choy. This is a very traditional dish. The name of it is sea spinach. It has a hollow trunk inside. That's how you can distinguish it, because most vegetables are all solid trunk. Add a little bit of fermented bean curd. This is just one type. Okay. This took less than 15 minutes. This is very nutritious. This is traditional meal. I'll be showing you traditional dishes because they're healthier and it's cheaper. Okay. You're not going to get the broccoli, the carrots, cabbage. You're not going to get that from me. All right, that's more American style, which tends to be a little bit more fattening, and they tend to be kind of like boring after a while. This is a new flavor. You'll enjoy it. This goes great with jasmine rice, and I want to show you that the emerald green color, you'll still get that crispy taste. So I just grabbed one, right? You still get that crunch, not that much sauce, very natural and delicious, okay? Now, all this time, you know, you can look at, and my hat's flopping down, excuse me that. You can go on YouTube and see all my videos, but I said maybe some of my viewers and my subscribers would like a book. So I took the time out to write a cookbook. The You Can Do It cookbook, Asian cookbook by Chef Wu Can. Okay? And in it, basically tells you that most cookbooks that you look at, they never ever address the why. Why do you have to get this product? Why can't we use a substitute? Why do we have to use 10 minutes? What's the purpose of this process? Why does vegetables have to be added last? Right? What is the purpose of the fusion of garlic and ginger in the oil? Why olive oil? I address those issues. And including that, I give you 25 natural, original recipes of mine. I'm not taking a recipe from somebody else's cookbook and then changing an ingredient and then claiming it's mine. This is my way of cooking home-style, traditional Asian cooking, right? It covers the gamut, from Malaysia to Vietnam to Japan to China, right? I cover the gamut to Korea, Thailand. So I have an assortment of 25 very easy recipes that you can get from ShopRite, your local supermarket. It's nothing hard. I explain why you should get these ingredients, how to save them so that you don't have to waste money by buying a piece of truffle that a recipe may request. You only need a small piece, but then you get a big chunk because you had to pay for it. It's 20 bucks. So you only took a sliver of it. That's all you require. Then you put it in the refrigerator. It's going to sit there, hoping that you're going to use it in another recipe, but you really don't really know what a truffle tastes like, unless you're really an expert at all these different kinds of ingredients. So here you put it on your dish. You don't even know if it really made a change in the dish's flavor, or you have it in the refrigerator that you're waiting to use again and you never do, and then you got to throw it out. So I show you, for example, a ginger root. It's huge, piece of root. You only need a sliver. Okay, so you use a sliver, but then you cut up the rest of the ginger, add it to a container, add some wine, your favorite wine, or Shaoxing wine, and basically it stores for an extra couple of months, where you would otherwise put the ginger in the refrigerator and it would dry up, shrivel up, and then you look at it, it's all dry and you throw it out. You wasted money on that. Today, we can't waste money. We have to try to preserve all the food that we have for another day. And basically, this is helpful. This will give you quick, easy recipes. The recipe may seem long, but I go through the process of explaining it. I give you a bonus about the famous brown sauce, the famous General Tso sauce, right? Sweet and sour sauce that you can make at home. So you don't have to rely on takeout and paying an arm and a leg for these sauces. You can make it yourself and store it in the refrigerator, right? And basically, you'll really enjoy it. It's easy reading, right? For those that have seen my videos, I'm a pretty down-to-earth guy. I call it like it is. I don't have any fancy words I use to make things glamorous. I'm just a straightforward guy, common guy, and I write in the same manner so you don't feel intimidated. All right? I would feel intimidated. When I look at the cookbooks, they're kind of intimidating. It's like the pictures are professional, thinking that after I make the dish, it's going to be beautiful. I say, no. I say, take the picture for what it's worth. That's how it's going to look. So it makes you feel better, right? So they don't put you on a high pedestal expecting that you expect to cook this beautiful dish that has been professionally photographed, okay? So the book is on Amazon, on the ebook section. You can put in the keyword Chef Wu Can or the You Can Do It Asian Cookbook. All right, it's $21.95, pretty reasonable, and I think you'll be very comfortable. You'll get it right away. And right now I have an edit that's being done, so you may not be able to order it right now in 2 or 3 days, but after that, after the edit's done, then you'll be able to order it. But always remember Chef Wu Can. And Chef Wu Can, for those that are new to my channel, Chef Wu Can, you can too. And for every purchase, you'll learn so much. Asian cooking is no longer a mystery. Asian cooking right now is easier than you think. And all your favorite dishes. So where you're spending on a Friday night a couple of bucks at the takeout restaurant for Chinese American dishes, which is delicious once in a while, now you can start to learn about traditional Asian dishes, which is healthier, cheaper, and easier to make with my recipes. All right, so I hope you look forward to it. You can check on it on Amazon right now, on the Chef Wu Can, or the You Can Do It Asian Cookbook. It's my creation. Everything's from scratch, and I don't copy from anybody. All right, so thank you very much. And for my first video on this channel for 2023, I want to wish you aloha, and I always have a cheer. Chef Wu Can, you can too. Cheers. And look forward to my next video, which I should have roast pork with baby bok choy. Okay? Homemade roast pork. Take care. Bye-bye.